Hi there. So welcome to today's webinar, which is called How to Get Your Cleaning Business into Autopilot. So this is going to be about a 15-minute webinar, and I'm going to take you through the 3 key steps I used to grow my own cleaning business to 4 cities and working just 2 hours a week. So I have a really automated cleaning business. So what I'll be doing over the next few slides is just taking you through the 3 key steps to get through there. So my name's Sean Parry. I obviously own my own cleaning company, and I also do business coaching and work with cleaning business owners all around the world. So, is this you? So, picture here of some firemen, firewomen putting out some flames of a burning building. So is this you, or does this feel like you when you're running your cleaning business at all? So, do you feel like you are firefighting at times? Are your cleaners calling in sick with no notice? Are you juggling, some clients that are making complaints about service? Do you need more cleaners? Do you need more clients? It can often feel that when you're in the middle running your own cleaning business, that you're dealing with multiple things, spinning many plates at the same time, making sure they're not crashing to the floor. And finally, is the idea of taking any time off just an impossible pipe dream? Can you go away on vacation for a week or 2 weeks and not worry about your business? For many people, many business owners, this isn't the case. So if this is you, what I will go through in the next few slides and the next few minutes will be hugely valuable for you. So I'm looking forward to jumping into that for you. So if you do feel like you're in this position, don't worry, I can help. Building a cleaning business that runs on autopilot is very achievable. You need to follow some key steps and follow a sound framework to get yourself on that track. But once you are moving in that right direction, then very quickly you'll find that you will be able to be less stuck in the middle of your business, and you will have more flexibility. You can start stepping away from the day-to-day running your business. And this is the stage where you will get to this, level of automation or an autopilot position. So I'm going to share with you the 3 key steps to get your cleaning business into autopilot, and importantly, we can get that moving and get the wheels in motion far sooner than you think. Many people think you need to be running your cleaning business, be very hands-on until you build a large business that's generating lots of profit, so that you can bring on these office managers to run the business for you. But the way I set up my business and the way I scale my business is that I actually was able to build automation far sooner in the business than many people would think. So I'll be going into these 3 key steps over the next few slides. But first, who am I? So, I'm Sean. I have a cleaning business called Neat Services. Set that up about 8 years ago, and now we're in 4 cities. So those 4 cities were built in around 6 years. So we experienced very fast growth, very rapid growth, and profitable growth, most importantly. So I come across lots of cleaning business owners that have large businesses, but at the end of the day, they're not making a huge amount of money. So we've grown quickly and grown profitably. And now I spend, probably only a couple of hours a week on the business, probably even less. We have an office management team that run the business for me. So I have a weekly call with them and check in and review my KPIs to check that the business is still on track. So for me, I wanted to create a business that gave me lots of flexibility. And for me, it was primarily to spend more time with these guys. I had a young family at the time, 2 young daughters, and I didn't want to miss out on them growing up. So I needed an asset that would generate me a good income so that we could live well. But at the same time, I wanted to have the time and flexibility to spend with them. So that was my big driver to setting up the cleaning business. And now, as I said, it is pretty much a cleaning business on autopilot that only requires 2 hours a week from me. So now the majority of my time is actually spent on the business coaching side. So I work with cleaning company owners all around the world, in the US, Canada, UK, and Australia. And we've had lots of great success with businesses all around the globe. So jumping into these 3 key steps. So step 1, specialist, not generalist. This is a really important step because, as you all know, one of the great things about the cleaning industry is that there's relatively low fixed costs, low setup costs required for you to set up a cleaning business. So, pretty quickly you can set yourself up, start cleaning for clients. And conversely, if you decided to leave or scale down operations, you don't have such a huge cost burden associated with shutting down. So this is a really great facet for the industry, and actually one of the main reasons that I set up my business in the first place. I wanted a relatively low risk venture to start, but at the same time this allows lots of competition to enter the market, and it's very likely that in your location you'll have lots of competition. You'll have maybe some franchises, you'll have some smaller independent companies, you'll probably have some independent contractors, people working on their own as well. And a question I get asked an awful lot of the time is, how do you differentiate versus the competition? And it's really, really important when we are looking to build a business on autopilot, an automated cleaning business, that we are generating enough profit, because the way to achieve automation is twofold. So the first part is using software as much as possible. So software, there is obviously a cost associated with that, so we need to be generating profit to pay for that software. And also we need an office manager or an office managers to run the day-to-day operations of the business. So it's really important as business owners, and if you want to build an automated cleaning business that generates you a good income, you need to be generating enough profit to be paying for this software, to be paying for these office managers, and at the end of the day, still having enough profit at the end of the day for you as the business owner to live on. So profit and generating decent profit is really important, and directly related to that is pricing. So to generate a good profit margin, we generally, as cleaning business owners, with this goal in mind, need to be thinking about premium pricing. And when I talk about premium pricing, I'm thinking about pricing our service, which is probably higher than the market average, maybe at the top end of the market. And this is an absolute imperative step that we take, because if we aren't pricing high enough, we're not generating enough profit, we can't pay for office managers, we can't pay for software, and we end up being stuck in the middle of our business, running things day to day and not making very much money. So the key to achieving premium pricing is to be seen as a specialist in the sector. In an industry where there'll be so many competitors, how do you stand out? And the best way, in my experience, to stand out is to be seen as a specialist. So don't be a generalist that does residential cleaning, that does commercial cleaning, that does carpets, ovens, windows. Be seen as a specialist. So an example of a specialist cleaning company would be, say you positioned yourself as an office cleaning specialist company that just cleaned offices for offices of between 0 and 50 employees, for example. So you're very specialized, you have a niche. What that means is that if a potential client, an office manager, comes to your company and is looking for services, that you are far more likely to convert them, because you are exactly what they're looking for. And generally people like to use specialists rather than generalists. So if you go for a specialist, they're more likely to want to pay you higher prices as well. So in terms of marketing, being seen as a specialist is a great position to be in a crowded market like this. Conversely, if you're a generalist and you're doing lots of different things, it's hard to charge those premium prices. So step 1 is really important. We need high profits to build automation in our business. To get that profit, we need to be seen as a premium priced provider, and we get that through specialization. Step 2 is tracking costs as percentages. So as I said earlier in the presentation, I come across lots and lots of cleaning business owners that are busy. Maybe they've got quite a large business, but at the end of the day, they're making very little money. And really, one of the key drivers for us as business owners is to make profit, to generate a really good income for us. So it is very easy to overspend here and there. Maybe you're paying your cleaners, maybe you're a little bit too generous with what you're paying your cleaners, maybe you're paying too much on software subscriptions, maybe your office is a little bit larger than it needs to be. And what you can find is it's very easy to get into the position where you're overspending on all these different cost areas, and what that means is that your profit diminishes. So we need to have decent profit margins to build an automated business. So don't be one of those business owners that is really busy, lots of clients, but you're busy but broke. That's not the position to be in. And the way around this is to track your costs in terms of percentage of revenue. And this works great if you're doing $1,000 a month, 10,000, 100,000. It can work as you scale up. And importantly, what this does is it gives you a really disciplined framework, because if you're very disciplined about your costs, so for example, you know that your labor is costing 60% of your revenue, and say your marketing is 10%, and you're tracking each of your cost items as a percentage, you can then say, okay, I know what my profit margin is going to be, what the profit is as a percentage of the revenue. And that ensures that you're generating profit as you grow the business, and you never get into this busy and broke situation. So the cost percentages is really important. The most important one of them all is your cleaner payment cost, because this will be the major cost component in your business. So when you think about your cleaner labor cost percentage, let's take an example. A client is paying $1,000 for a move out clean. And if you don't want to be paying more than 60% of your revenue to cleaners. So you don't want to be paying more than $600 to the cleaning teams for that $1,000 job. Ideally, you want to be close to 50%, so 500. But in my experience, if you go much above 60%, it's getting very difficult. It doesn't really matter how lean you run the other parts of your business. If you've got a very small office or no office at all, you're running very little money on marketing. If your labor percentage number is much above 60%, you're going to find it very difficult to have enough profit in your business to pay for these software, to pay for these office managers, and to generate you enough income after paying out all those costs. So with a 60% labor cost percentage, we want to be aiming for a 20% profit margin. And this is a really good number to think about. Early on in your business, you should be aiming for 20, 25%. As you get bigger, as you get into the hundreds of thousands and seven figures, then you might drop towards that 15% level. But in absolute terms, it will still be generating you a great income. So this step 2, tracking your costs as a percentage, gives you a really disciplined framework. Profit is so important in terms of getting to build an automated cleaning business. And the way that you ensure that you are constantly generating profit is to run your costs in this type of format. And then part 3 is where you can start to move away from the day-to-day running your business. And this is where you're getting towards that autopilot position. So, as I said in this top part, you can build automation in your business sooner than you think. You can move away from the day-to-day running sooner than you think. And this is where bringing in a part-time VA can be really powerful. So a VA stands for virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is, very similar to a personal assistant, an office manager, but the difference is that they work remotely. So they could be based, somewhere else in the country where you live. They could even be overseas. So they are basically logging in, running your business, and the fact that they're taking more of the workload allows you to free up more of your time. So the key step here is that you want to, first of all, create a process document in your business. So If you're in the middle running everything, for a week, create a document, list every single item that you've done over that week. Examples might be, interviewing, following up with clients, dealing with insurance claims, all these different types of things. You want to list all those items out in a document. You'll have a long list at the end of the week. Then you want to start to categorize them. So you might say, okay, we've got a recruitment category here, and that would include speaking with doing telephone interviews. It would mean following up with job offers. It would mean requesting references and referees, those types of things. So you have a long list and you categorize them, and at that stage, that is a good point to start thinking about bringing in a virtual assistant. So the beauty of a virtual assistant is generally you can pay them on an hourly basis. So you only need to bring them in for a couple of hours a week. But say, for example, you get them to chase all your outstanding invoices. That is time that is freed up from your side. You obviously have to pay for that VA, but you're not in the position which many people think, where you need to take on someone for 5 hours a day or full time and have that huge cost burden to begin with. The approach here is that you bring on a VA for a couple of hours a week at the beginning, and once you find someone that is really good, you can start giving them more and more tasks and increase their hours from 2 to 4 to 6 until eventually they're working for you full time and they're completely running day-to-day operations for you. At that stage, you have completely removed yourself from the day-to-day running your business, and this is the position where I am today. I only speak to my office management team once for a quick call every week. Everything else is done, all the marketing is done, all the recruitment is done. But this is this first step, creating this process document, gradually handing over certain tasks to them. Then once you find a really great rock star VA, you can give them as much of your tasks as you would like, and it's at that position that you can remove yourself from that business. But as I said in the steps 1 and 2, the only way that we can afford this VA and still generate us a good income is by making sure our pricing is there and we're generating enough profit margin at the end of the day. So as I say in this slide, hopefully these tips will help, but you might still not get to the position that I'm in, where you have built a completely automated cleaning business and where you're only spending a couple of hours a week on it. I've got a screenshot here of a four number combination lock. There are actually 10,000 combinations and numbers here that in theory you would need to go through before you could open that padlock. And the analogy here is that there's a couple of ways. If growing a cleaning business and having on autopilot and having a business similarly set up to mine is a real goal for you, there's a couple of ways that you can approach it. So the first thing is to keep testing things, to keep trying things, to take on some of the advice I've given in the earlier slides. And you might get there, but you might not as well. It'll probably take you a lot longer. The other option is, if you want to get to that position and you want to get there quicker and you want to remove the guesswork, then this is something that I could potentially help you with. So at the moment, I'm actually looking to take on 3 more of my dream clients. So when I talk about dream clients, I'm very, very selective about who I take on. And the clients that I work with and I choose to work with are those that really have the desire and determination to hit their goals. I can be the best coach in the world, but if someone doesn't really want to make that happen, they're not going to get great results. And at the end of the day, I only want to work with people that want to get great results and do get great results. That's what I find most enjoyable. And obviously the clients value that as well. So for a limited time only, I'm offering out free 30-minute strategy sessions with people. And the idea is, during these strategy sessions, is that we will go through these 3 key steps that we've talked about in the earlier slides, but more importantly, we'll do a deeper dive into your business and look at how we can apply the strategy directly to your business, and you will come up with a really valuable plan here. So, you know, it'll be a really, really valuable use of your time, and obviously for the people I speak with, there's no obligation at all to become one of my clients, but, you know, many of the people I speak to will be interested in me potentially working with them directly. And, you know, if that's the case, I'm happy to go into a bit more detail and see if they're a good fit. But what I find is these strategy sessions are a far better way for me to find, you know, if you know, that business owner could potentially be one of these dream clients. So this is something I'm offering out to the at the moment. So you know, we'll go into how you can apply to book in for one of these sessions in the next couple of slides. So who is this for and who's it not? So, you know, as I said, the key thing for me is that if an automated business that doesn't suck up all your time is something that is a real goal for you, then this will be a really valuable use of your time. You know, you want or need to make this happen. And importantly, you want to make these changes now. You don't want to make these changes, you know, if it's 6, 12 months or next year, then, you know, this probably isn't the time for you. So I want to be working with people and speaking to people on these strategy sessions who have a real desire to make things happen now, because that is when the best results will come about. So in this slide here, I've just put together, you know, picked out three testimonials from clients that I've worked with. And, you know, as I say here, you know, and as I've repeated, you know, all these three have taken big action, massive action on the advice that they've been given, and they've got the results to show for it. So first of all, Monica, my business is now on the right trajectory, and I can honestly say that Sean was the missing piece. His coaching is worth every dime, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. Cecilia says, I'm very selective about what I invest my time in. I was looking for a tailored program that gave me exactly what I needed. Every business owner will benefit from Sean's years of experience. And then finally here, Ginny, if you're looking to streamline and automate your business or just get great systems in place, then look no further than Sean. I can't thank him enough for his help. So all these three clients are great examples of business owners that took action on the advice that they were given, and really, you know, things have massively changed to them. They've been able to move away from the day-to-day running of their business. They have an asset now that generates them great income, and it's worth noting here, you know, that there are, you know, I work with cleaning business owners all around the world, and you know, in the US and in Canada, Australia, and the UK. And the framework and structure that I teach works and gets great results all around the globe. You know, the most important thing is the desire and determination to hit your goals. And there's no reason why, if that's you and you want to hit those results, you know, take these actions, that we can't get similar results for you as well. So the final slide here then, so, you know, apply for a 30-minute strategy session. You know, just click below this video to apply. So as I said, you'll be speaking directly one-on-one with me. You know, we'll be going through these 3 key steps that we've talked about in this presentation, but more importantly, we'll be doing a deeper dive into your business, and we'll come up with a strategy that is specific for your business. And as I said, you know, if you like what I have to say and are interested in becoming one of my coaching clients, so that, you know, we can work closely to execute this plan, then I'm happy to discuss some further information for you, and see if you'd be a good fit when we speak on our call. But as I said, there's absolutely no obligation to even ask about my coaching services. You know, what you will definitely leave with is a hugely valuable session. You'll have a very, you know, a great plan to start executing on. And, you know, as I said, 30 minutes one-on-one time is something that I usually charge many hundreds of dollars for. So click the button below this video to apply, and I look forward to receiving your application.